In this lesson, we will be simplifying polynomial expressions. Before we get to actually simplifying, I want to take a look at two more kind of rules. We're going to start with this negative exponent property. So when we work with exponents that are negative, this property here tells us that when you have a variable raised to a negative exponent, it equals 1 over that variable to the positive exponent, okay? And this is not just true with variables, it's true with numbers as well. So let's take a look here at some examples. So here you have 6 to the negative 2. Well, we know that 6 squared is 36, but 6 to the negative 2 is 1 over 6 squared, so it equals 1 over 36. So the negative exponent simply means that we write it as 1 over. Here is an example where you have a variable, y to the negative 7. Well, that simply equals 1 over y to the positive 7. So that's how we work with negative exponents. Here is another example where it's kind of all worked out. You have 3x in the parentheses to the negative 2. So all of this, 3x, is raised to the power of negative 2. So that's going to equal 1 over the 3x in parentheses squared. Then we use our previous lesson. How do we square 3x? Well, we have to square 3, which becomes 9, and we also have to square the x, which is x squared. So it's 1 over 9x squared. All right, so that's a look at using the negative exponent property. Now, I also want to show you the zero exponent property. Anytime you have a number or a variable raised to the power of 0, it simply equals 1. Doesn't matter what the variable is, and it doesn't actually matter what the number is. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. All right. Now, the last thing I want to be sure for this lesson that we are aware of is when we are dividing exponents. So here you have an example where 5 to the 7th divided by 5 to the 4th, okay? So we have the same base here. 5 to the 7th, if you were to write that out, that's 5 times itself 7 times, and then 5 to the 4th, it's 5 times itself 4 times. Well, these 5s would cancel each other out. They would all become a 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So we'd cancel those pairs out, and we'd be left with 3 5s in the numerator. So our answer would be 5 to the 3rd. So really all we did was subtract 7 minus 4. So when we are dividing exponents, you have the same variable, in this example, x to the 9th divided by x to the 6th. You simply subtract 9 minus 6, and you get 3. So the answer would be x to the 3rd power. Okay, so we will be using all of that. We'll be looking at negative exponents, and we will be dividing as well as multiplying with exponents when we work with simplifying these expressions.